Martín Ramírez made art for about 30 years, from the 1930s until his death in 1963. The first 15 years of his career, nothing exists as far as we know. My name is Brooke Davis Anderson, and I'm the guest curator of Martín Ramírez Reframing Confinement that's on view here at the Reina, Sofía in Madrid. And we're starting in this room where you can see the world view of the artist. The reason why we call this the world view of Martín Ramírez is that you have the motifs of Mexico in all of the drawings on view here. The motifs of the churches where he was baptized, married, and attended Mass. The motifs of horse and riders, showing the pride that Ramirez took in being a distinguished horseman, and motifs of the Madonnas, the Virgin of the Immaculate Conception, and the landscapes of the Jalisco region of Mexico, where Ramirez was born in 1895. Ramirez really, over his 30-year career, focused on these motifs: the horse and rider, the train and tunnel, the landscape, the Madonnas, the natural life of both Mexico and California. And in this gallery, you can see that natural life repeated many times with images of deer, rabbit, and other nature animal scenes. This particular animal scene is pretty wonderful because it tells us something that we didn't necessarily know about Ramirez beforehand. And that is that he prepared his work for exhibition. Exhibition in the mental hospital where he was confined for the last 15 years of his life. And think about that. Here's a man who is making art on his own, not encouraged by anybody, but not discouraged by anyone either. Martín Ramírez was a self-taught artist. He was not formally trained in the arts. He didn't go to art school. So all of the procedures and all of his processes, he's making it up as he's going along. He's coming to conclusions on his own, which is really extraordinary when you think of the circumstances under which he made this art. So imagine this space, and this space is exactly the size of the space where Martín Ramírez made his drawings at DeWitt State Hospital. What I mean by that is this gallery is about the same proportions as the ward where he lived. But instead of this gallery with art, there'll be 70 beds. 70 beds for 70 men, approximately, who would sleep in this space. And it was in between these single beds that Ramirez worked on the floor. Because he used a paste of saliva, bread, and potato, and because he lived in a tuberculosis ward, the staff at the hospitals where he was confined were so fearful that the drawings would be contagious that they burned all the drawings. It was only in the last 15 years of his artistic career that artwork was preserved. And the whole show is made up of work from that period. And this drawing, which always astounds me, it's 19 feet long, we believe to be his very last drawing. And we think that because the back of it is dated 3 weeks before he passed away. He died on February 17th in 1963, and this is dated in late January of that same year. And he's put together several different pieces of drawing paper, and he's made it an arcade of just countless openings, which is, I think, very poetic and evocative of that transition from life to death.